Welcome back to Trucks and Junk. Today on part 10 of the junkyard golf cart build, we're going to be putting this seat together so it's a more permanent solution. And hopefully we can take you guys for a ride, but unfortunately, the weather's not panning out too good. It's a pretty wet weekend for us, and I really don't want to tear our field up out there, so if the rain subsides, we'll go for a ride. If not, then I guess that's going to tell us that we need to put the roof on this thing. What do you think?
Yeah.
That way next time if it rains, then it won't matter because then we'll have a roof on it.
Yeah, well, because the rain would still get in our face because we're going forward in the rain.
Well, not if you put plexiglass on the front of that thing.
Okay.
So, what do you think?
Yeah.
Oh, that's what we're going to try to do, guys. So, stay tuned.
Yeah.
Alright, so what we got planned for the seat here is I have the original seat that came with it. But as you can tell, the wood's all rotted out, missing half of it. I just don't think it's going to hold my passenger up very well. The driver's side's pretty good though, but I don't think it'll hold the passenger up very well. So we're going to replace this wood. And then I don't think that I'm going to be able to use the leather out of this because it's all tore up, but the foam should still be good. So we're going to use the foam, and then I'll probably wrap it in my own material, or I might look into buying other material to go over top of it. But for now, we're going to cut the wood to fit the cart and then use this foam on top of it, and we'll go from there. So the wood that I'll be using today is this 1932 OSB. I know it's the most expensive thing on the golf cart right now, but you gotta do what you gotta do. So, all right, I'm gonna cut this up to length. So, right here, 22 inches from the back of the cart, or from the back of the seat wheel to the front of the seat wheel. So I'm gonna go ahead and cut this line at 22 inches. Okay, so now for our next measurement, we're going to want our widest part. So that's going to be 42 inches. This back here is a lot smaller than 42 inches. This back here is only, for its shortest part, is only 33. But inside the tub here is 41. But for starters, we're going to cut it at 42 inches because that's our widest part. All right, now that we got that cut, we'll use the foam as a template. And you're going to want to cut it just a wee bit bigger than the foam itself, but not too much bigger. So basically, we know the front is 42 inches. So as long as you have this much space left over off the edge of your cushion, all the way around, it should fit right in. Does that make sense now?
Yeah.
So basically the width of a finger all the way around the cushion is what we're going to mark. All right, so what I'm going to use to keep this the same distance away from the cushion is a paintbrush. It's got a hole drilled in it. So what I can do is stick the Sharpie in the hole and then use the edge of the paintbrush to keep it away from the cushion. And then just follow it. Just like this. And now that gave me the mark about the finger width away from the cushion. That's what I'm going to cut. And this is probably going to be a little bit too wide, but at least I can trim it down. It's always better to cut it bigger than smaller. So this is what we're going to cut now. See what it takes us to. Yeah. Coffin, it's all dusty in the air. All right, so we just need to trim this back a little bit more and trim that one back a little bit more, and that should fit in there.
Well, okay.
Well, when we trim these back, this will slide back. They're not, they need to come back a little bit more than what they are. And I need to trim this out just a little bit more on this side as well because of the shifter. But it does fit. That's, you know, that's a plus. All right, now that we've got this pretty much fed in here, now I need to round these edges off on the edges. So all I gotta do is trace the card itself on the bottom side there. And then I also need to notch this out for the shifter. So I'm just gonna cut me a little square here. Well, I might even just make it bigger. That way it's got plenty of movement. I'm gonna knock this out, round these off. And then I might even trim this back here a little bit because it still sticks out over the edge a little bit. So I'm gonna cut this back side a little bit shorter.
Why can't you just trim?
Because that's a nice factory edge. Why would I want to mess it up?
Okay.
You know? All right, let's do it. All right, so it fits pretty well. And I can still operate my shifter. And now it's all the way across like it should be. And then now we'll pop the foam on there. Now we just got to come up with a covering. But that's the seat right there. Pretty much. Let's see here. All right.
How much is that bed in the seat?
It's pretty comfy, honestly. I don't feel like I'm gonna fall through it like I used to. I can actually bounce on this thing and it's gonna hold me. And then you actually got room now for a little one in the center and somebody on the other side. That's gonna take care of the bottom right now, other than what I'm getting ready to do to put a covering over it. But now we need to come up with the back, because I don't want to out of this thing, you know what I'm saying? Because it'd be too easy to for the passenger. I mean, the driver's got a steering wheel, but the passenger, if you do a wheelie or something. So, all right, now we need to come up with the back.
So basically, what we're going to be doing for the backs is we're going to take the original back seats, okay, and we're going to, instead of keeping, and we're going to bolt them in, and instead of keeping them all squared like this, we're going to cut these off, and this one's broken anyways. We're going to cut these off, and we're going to make one long one, so that way if somebody were to want to sit in the middle right here like this, they wouldn't be flying back, they would have something else to also lean on.
Yeah. So instead of having two backrests, we're going to turn the two into one.
Yeah.
I just think that would probably look better and be more reliable. And the only thing is I will have to make my own seat covers, because I'm not going to be able to order a set for it, because everything I looked up for this year make and model, it comes with just the two back covers.
Yeah.
But unless I get one for a newer make and model, which has one that comes all the way across the back like that. So I guess they saw the flaw in the design with the newer models and decided to bring that all the way across. So that's what we're going to do too. We're going to bring it all the way across and do it that way. All right, now since these are so badly rusted and not going to come apart, I'm going to have to cut these off, these two bolts off of each seat rest. All right, guys, so I think I'm going to do this 9 inches wide, just because it'd be a pretty good area of coverage. And I'm thinking maybe 35 inches, just where it's just inside the seat here on both sides. So I'm gonna go cut the wood 9 by 35. Okay, so what we're using for the backrest foam is styrofoam. I mean, it's not gonna hold up forever, but it don't really have to be too soft back here. It's just gotta have something to lean against. So I'm just using regular styrofoam. So basically this is what the seat's gonna look like without the covering, you know. But now I'm gonna see what I can do about covering. I got some polyester that came off an old canopy. I'm gonna go grab it real quick and I'm gonna see if I can make it work for the seat covering for this thing. All right, so what I have here is this old torn up polyester from an old canopy that tore up in a big windstorm we had. So it was waterproof for that. So it should be waterproof for this. You know, but it's a little dirty. It'll clean up though. But I got a whole bunch of it because like I said, it was a whole canopy. So that's what I'm gonna recover this seat with. This is stuff right here. And it'll work for now. And then it'll match. So let's do it. All right, so what I like to start with is stapling down the front side to trim this up. As I staple down the front side, that way I can pull the back side tight before I start cutting it up. But then you just pull the back side tight. Then you can fold it up. And then trim off the excess from the back side. Like I said, you just need about 1 inch, 2 inches at the edge. You know, you don't need a whole lot left under here. Then we'll just cut this off as well. Then you start stapling that in a little bit. Make sure your foam stays put. Sometimes, I know. Let me see that staple gun, Oscar. It's right there behind you. We'll staple this in. We'll pull another piece. Make sure that foam stays put. Pull it tight. You'll want to be very generous with your staples. Don't worry about using too many because you can't really use too many here. Because the more you sit on this, the more it's going to pull on them staples. And then you pull your sides up. Same concept. And then just cut off the excess. But we're using an old canopy, so there's a lot that's here, you know. It's not going to be pristine, guys. It's a homemade thing, so it's not going to be like it's sewed in. Like I said, just cut it off where you leave about 1 inch around still. We really don't need all this excess in your way. If this stuff catches on fire, is all that'll be. If you leave it in there. Alright. So now we cut off the excess, now we're just going to pull it all tight and continue stapling stuff in. Now on these corners, they're not going to look pretty, guys. There's nothing you can do to make these corners look pretty. Because unless you got knowledge on how to sew, they're going to look bad. Let me get the staple gun off. Right there. So I just tuck mine on top of each other. It is what it is. And I put a whole lot in the corners. That's going to take the most stresses in corners. See, you're going to have wrinkles in the corners. There's nothing you can do about that. Other than if you know how to sew. If you know how to sew, you can get rid of them wrinkles. No problem. Just put you in some stitches. But I don't know how to sew.
I don't know how well the sister's going to go through some wrinkles.
It'll be fine, Oscar. Like I said, be very generous with them staples. Let's see what we got. Voila.
Nice and tight.
Nice, good golf cart seat to the bottom. All right. So now we're going to do the back. All right, so the back part is the same as the bottom part. It's basically just like wrapping a gift. So go ahead, Oscar, staple it up, bud. Okay, this is the finished results. Not too bad, if I say myself. Looks like a pretty good golf cart seat. Go ahead and sit on it, Oscar.
Ooh.
What do you think? Good, ain't it?
Yeah, the styrofoam like trapped your body heat, so it keeps you back warm. Yeah. I'll try to grab a seat. can lean back and drive.
All right, unfortunately, guys, it's still wet out there and it keeps raining off and on. So we're definitely not going to be able to drive this thing today. But I hope that the weather breaks someday this week. If not, you'll probably get an outro. But for now, we're going to go ahead and put the roof on. So that's what we're going to do next. Okay, so basically how this roof works is it's got two bars. They bolt down here on the side of the fender, and then they bolt here on the back of the seat frame. And then it comes up to where the roof can bolt up here. Now we're going to do this other side just like we just did this side. Yeah. Basically, you put that bolt in first. Where it started, and then you. This one just don't want to line up at all, man. All right, son. Now that we got that lined up, go ahead and zap that in.
All right.
All right. Good job. All right, and you tighten these two bolts up on the top.
Where's the nut for this one?
I don't know what size that is. Is that all right? Those 13s. Nope, they're 14s.
14s?
14s. Yeah. Now you do that one. Teamwork.
Oh. Oh no.
That's good. That's good, bud. That's good. All right, now we pretty much got it set up, ready for the roof. So now I'm gonna go get the hardware in the roof, and we'll get it lined up, get it ready to go. All right, so now that we got those bolted in, now we're gonna put this roof on. Come on, Oscar, grab this side.
This side?
Yep.
All right.
You're gonna walk to that side.
To that side?
Yep. There you go. Flatten it out. You're gonna keep it up, keep it up, keep it up. Remember, it goes under. All right, yours comes over. All right. And then voila on the back. Now I do know this is broke, guys. I'll have to do some body work on it, unfortunately. And these bolts ain't long enough. Put it back.
And it's not lined up.
Well, that's because it's broke. It's fine. There you go.
It ain't lined up.
It's alright. I'll come over and help you.
Like it won't.
It's alright. Just stick it in. There, tight. Turn it around. Turn it around. Stick it in from this side. Make them even.
Yeah.
Alright. I know there's a big gaping hole in the back here. I'll fix that when I do the body work. Basically, get what you can get, you know. When it comes to something that's old. But put these two bolts in the front.
Oh yeah.
Alright. And yeah.
Got one? Give me. Oh crap. You got the nut on there already.
Well, yeah.
Oh.
me tighten those down. You got your starter, need my help.
What does it look like?
Alright, guys. So, this is what we got so far. If you ask me, it kind of looks like a Fred Flintstone kind of look to it, but you know, it is what it is. So, we officially have a nice rolling turd. But yeah, that seat turned out really well. You can still see the blue tape through it though, so I might have to redo it, just get the tape out of there. But
no, we'll be blocking that with our backs.
Got a roof on it now.
Feels professional. I'm a
Feels
golfer.
like a golf cart now.
I'm a golfer that goes 32 miles per hour on the field for some odd reason.
Alright guys, that's it for today's video. We got the seat done, we got the roof done, we got all that done. Unfortunately, the weather never did pan out for us to be able to take this thing for a rip.
Again.
So next weekend, at least it's just the rip. We don't have to do any modification or anything. This thing is ready to go out, have fun. Besides paint, lights, and fun stuff, this thing is actually ready to run like a normal golf cart now. Like it's a whole lot better than what we started with.
Other than they don't have its windshield yet.
Well, I don't have that's part of the paint, the body work, and the lights. Like just cosmetic stuff is all that's left now, guys. Like this thing is now legitimately, if I wanted to, I can go out and go golfing with it, or take the family on a trip with it, or do whatever. It's not the prettiest thing in the world, but it's functional now. So that's what, we achieved what we were wanting to achieve. We brought it back to life from the junkyard. So, but tune in next week, guys. We're gonna go take this thing on out in the field, run around, get a couple people piled up on this thing, actually have fun with it. And then I'll see you guys on the next one. God bless you all. Have a great day. Later.
I love the chase and the hunt, and I set the pace when I'm running. I always take what I want and I always give it 100. Don't need a bank, no I'm funded. Play the game like it's nothing. I'm always thankful for something, don't take for granted.